What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to get started on our 240 SX. Just posted our last video today. As I'm posting, I'm looking up wiring diagrams, and I also posted online for a couple answers. So this mess back here turns out is going to be, it will go to this plug. And this red plug I've got right here that's connected to this does not go there. That's actually left alone for a 5-speed swap. So I need both of the male connectors up here so that way I can wire in both of these. And that should complete the front end portion. Right now, my current dilemma: do I want to spend 20 bucks on each of the male connectors, or do I want to go chop them out of another wiring harness? Because I have discovered, due to this being automatic, it has a 6-pin plug. Manuals have 8 pins, which I did just go confirm on another car. And at the same time, they have this 8-pin plug right here, which I need. So do I just chop it off of an existing harness that I got? Because I know I've got front end harnesses all buried away back in a tote. But as for now, I also do need to figure out something with the valve cover gasket. Because here in the rear, the middle does not line up at all. There's no bolt hole. It's just hanging out. Let this be a prime example as to why I want to fix my freaking shop and get it changed up in here. Get in here to get to my electric harness box, and somehow a mouse has made its way in, and it has made it. So I know I said I was going to buy one, but since I did have the harness already and found out the missing pin from this 8-pin is the missing one for the actual harness, I'm cool with it. When you find totes for cheap, you don't pass up the opportunity. Found these at Lowe's for $12.50. Usually I pay like 20 bucks a piece for these. So super steal, especially since I was cleaning yesterday. This is gonna help tremendously. It's the next day, obviously. So we started working on the wiring already. Pretty much what I've done here is I took the factory wiring out of this pin right here because it was a lot smaller gauge like the rest compared to the other harness. This is a lot thicker gauge. I can't say if this is 100% the right one. I believe this is 12 gauge, but I'm going to use it because I had it. And pretty much we have crimped these butt connectors on. We have heated this up, and we're just gonna do this with the other couple. Yep, we have exactly enough for our small ones. For this, I don't know if I'll be able to use these because the car's outside, but what I will probably do is just use spade and female spade connectors, so that way I can disconnect it if I want to redo the wire appropriately, because I end up soldering it on. You can kind of maybe see in there that the green grommet is sticking out a lot farther than the rest. It's not completely sealed, but this is my car. I know it'll be okay, at least for now, until I do want to chalk up the 20 bucks for the pigtail that I cannot justify now. And here is our one plug done so far, our larger interface connector. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires. Get ready for our other interface connector. So we did just depin this connector from where this plug is to where this black red wire is. We switched them around, So we've got jumper harness all figured out, wired correctly. Fuel pump sprayed, fuel everywhere all over the firewall, so that's a good thing. Had a split hose. And now we got powered our ECU. Time to try to crank this bad boy over. So you can hear the fuel pump constantly pump. Okay, so upon examining the engine bay, I noticed I did not have the main like igniter to distributor plugged in. So that would explain why it wouldn't start. Well, I don't know. We'll still continue to test. Alright, so a couple things that we've done now is we have taken this, we've made, make sure it's fully on there, a jumper harness down there due to the different location of the O2 sensor. We had removed the fan, so that way we can get a tight pulley here, not have to worry about that also hitting this jumper that we put here, just to clog the, not clog, but to stop the vacuum leak. So we also had our open booster from back here. We just ran it, capped it over there to try to close the system up. So now we're going to throw the power back on, see if we can give it a go. Yeah, I still don't know what's going on here. So now I guess maybe we can pull codes from the computer. It's the only other thing I can guess right now. The weird thing is everything stays powered after I pull the key out. I'm not entirely sure why. And the fuel pump does not prime again. Well, the rain has started. That's super weird. It's not doing it now. All because I went and I just pulled the box off the accessory. Yep. And that's so irritating. This whole time I've had this issue, which now I actually have lights down here that I've not had before, so that's cool. We're gonna go ahead and just pack all this up since it has started raining, and we'll resume this tomorrow. That's a new battery inside, and we're gonna give it a crank. As I leave my keys up at the top of the hill, we're gonna give it a crank and just see what it does with a full battery, that is. So maybe we will get better results than yesterday. I never messed with the distributor on this thing when I took it all apart, so that way I wouldn't have to retime it, assuming everything was already good to go as is, which, judging by the provided video of the car running, I'd have to say that it was in time to be able to run. But if not, last resort, we'll check around for that. We know we're getting fuel, we can hear the pump, we know we got air. I mean, it's kind of hard not to have air. Just the only thing we haven't checked is, you know, maybe if it doesn't have compression and if it works. That sounds incredibly better than what it did with the dead battery. I will admit the clock staying on past the key coming out is a little alarming. Alright, well, now that the battery's in, we see all the lights are staying on. At least we figured this out yesterday. Got a bad or sticky relay up here in this fuse box. From my understanding, it's this one. So, well, it's looking a whole lot like we got some storm coming soon. So, since I don't think I'm gonna have time to say get in this and do all the testing I wanted to do today. Nothing. But I smell fuel, so that's not necessarily a concern. Now we're just gonna be looking towards spark. I'm kind of assuming maybe my igniter's bad. I've got one somewhere, so we gotta get to getting into that box. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change this here ugly seat that we've got. And here's our new S14 seat. It doesn't look too crazy on camera, but it is kind of like a wider looking seat. Material looks way better. You know, this one has some dookie stain. I'm super stoked nonetheless. That looks way better in my opinion. And it's kind of cool that it's literally a direct fit in the beautiful winter wonderland today. So I've still, you know, the more that I have time to not be out here working, the more that I think about stuff and the things that I want to do. So this car driving me crazy. We're not getting spark. Imagine it has to do with the igniter here, but we've got our compression tester all hooked up. And what we're going to do is we're going to compression test, get our 4 readings. We may sell this motor. I paid too much for it. I don't really want it, so to speak. It's just a 4-cylinder, nothing special. I've kind of got my eyes on a swap that will actually make some real power, so that's kind of where we're leaning. We may sell both of our dual cams and a lot of our 240 parts that go with, and end up investing into this engine swap. However, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Fuel pump's off. Now we're just going to unplug our distributor just in case. We'll no longer have sparks or fuel injector pulse signals, so no fuel should be going in the rail at this point. You are doing a compression test. Make sure your foot is all the way at the floor. That sounds really goofy. Hey, we got compression on this one. So we're gonna go grab our phone so we can take pictures of each of these to be able to gauge. So now we've got our plug out with a wire. This is from the 4th cylinder. And this that's all we got. Alright, so we've had another idea for a potential issue. What we're going to do is plug our number 4 coil pack back in. We're going to remove our cylinder 1 plug. We're going to put the engine at top dead center. Once it's at top dead center, we're going to pull out our cam angle sensor, or crank angle sensor, whichever, so we can see if it's actually set right. Because it was loose when I got it, so that makes me wonder if maybe it's been switched out or swapped before it was sold, which, as I've said 100 times, after the situation with this thing, I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry for yesterday. I just kind of called it quits. I was getting a little frustrated. But I have took the day, collected some information that may be useful for me here, and kind of, I've already got someone who wants to buy this engine and trans, as I already posted it, just because I want to try to get this engine swap. Mainly posted that early because I want to try to get this engine swap before someone else does. That being said, I did kind of had to think back to when we had our last 240, our single cam, and all the diagnostic stuff we went through with it to figure out exactly what was going on. I haven't done half of that I have on this. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to pull the rotor cap off, which I did not do originally. We're going to see where the rotor is pointed when the engine is at top dead center, just to verify I did not have it installed 180 degrees out. Pretty much what we're doing is, you know, no spark plug. Put the coil pack boot in and just crank your motor until that pops out, because then you're on your compression stroke. Just like all you do, remove that. I've got 1/4 inch extensions here. I'm going to lower this down into the cylinder. Now we're down into the head, and all you do is watch for your extensions to get to their highest point. Also, that highest point should be your second mark from the left here. And then that's how you verify you're at top dead center. So with that being the case, it appears that we are not in time. If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be pointed back here. However, if we look at our cap, which went like this, follow your number 1 plug, and here it is. It's on this, so it should be around there, which it's actually, you see this being cylinder 1, it's past cylinder 1. So we have some distributor timing to set up here. That's it. I guess we are not meant to have a dual cam. Gosh, I'm so bummed about this. I was really kind of just hoping today maybe we'd come out here, the car would fire up, and we'd just say screw it, and we'd keep it, because I don't like going back on my plans I've already made. But man, I don't know, I'm pretty bummed about this. Not gonna lie. If it hasn't looked like I haven't made up my mind, well, I have. This is being sold. I'm just not gonna mess with it. We're going to, even though, you know, this is gonna be more problematic, so to speak, but only because it's not all plug and play. Anyways, we're gonna go through with this engine swap. I'm still not gonna tell you what it is until, just in case it falls through. If not, it doesn't matter, we can always look for another one, but that would give us more time to say pick which direction we want to go. This engine is freshly rebuilt. Could be good, could be bad. That's why I'm waiting on the spec sheet. So who knows, we'll see. We may have one of my dream setups here very shortly. So what we'll do now, we will use our ratchet strap to hook up to here, down to here, lift it up, and roll her out. Yep, I think we're all good. Sweet. Alright guys, I think that's going to be the end of this video, because if you can't tell, we're getting absolutely swamped by a storm. It's supposed to have roughly 9 or more inches, and safe to say last night, within a day of posting, our KA is gone. We are now finally going to go get some windshield wipers for the truck, because I found a video how to change these things, which in itself already makes me feel like a turd because I can't change wiper blades, but these are different than any other ones I've ever seen. So don't worry, 240's not done for the channel. We've got engine swap we're going to start going through with and purchasing and accumulating, but until then, stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like what you see, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe down below, and stay tuned for our next video. Peace.